What's going on, everyone? Welcome. This is the Warehouse Series. So it's been quite a while since I've done a video breakdown. Thank you to Samuel for putting out a video. It's a small dairy order. We're going to go over it. I did do a little bit of editing for some dead time. Not a long video, but we're going to take a look at it, guys. I always say that, we all have different systems to an extent, but we all have the same end result. And that is a nice square pallet that is going to make it to the store perfectly fine. So thank you for taking the time out of your day to film this. And this is also just a great opportunity for newer selectors to learn from these videos. Guys, you're missing out if you're not a member of Discord. You have got to join that Discord. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 6,000 subscribers. I'm a little over 100 people away from that. And if you guys want to help support the channel by shopping at my eBay store, it's much appreciated. So let's get on to today's video. All right, guys, I also want to say that I do have forklift videos on my channel, but they are just instructional. It's not actually me working in the warehouse. They're instructional, giving you guys tips of how to do certain things in the warehouse. Now, Skis is another warehouse content creator. So if you want to go over to his channel, he just recently put out a point of view of doing replenishment, which is on the upright, forklift doing replenishment moves. So if you guys are applying for a forklift operator, definitely go check out this latest video he put on, because it's going to give you an idea of what it's like to actually do those replenishment moves. All right, guys, so now we're going to get into that video. Once again, thank you for doing this. Now, I am going to show some different things that I would do. Guys, that's what I'm here for. I'm always to, critique and say what I would do differently, because sometimes I just think it's a good habit to get into. Guys, join that Discord. I think it's a good habit to get into. The first thing is this box right here. You can see it's buckled on one side. The reason why I say to face these in and have the buckle side in, because if we put weight on this and it starts buckling out, well, it's going to knock our pallet over. But if that buckle side's facing in, it's going to lean in towards the rest of our cases, and it's not going to fall over. Guys, if you can, anytime you could grab multiple cases, do so. I like how he turns this case in, because we're minimizing gaps. We don't want gaps on our base, so we're trying to minimize as much as possible. Big long case, guys. I tell you that I like cases facing towards this part of the pallet, but on the back of my pallet, if I get a big, flat, strong case like that, I don't mind coming in with it. It's going to make the back of my pallet solid, because you remember, we don't want our back teetering. So if we have that weight distribution coming towards this part of the pallet, it's going to not have our pallet teeter. Now, I would have done this differently. Guys, I got compulsive behavior problems. I don't like this because the inside's higher than the outside, and I like my cases following that line of the cross and T. Now, I don't mind going this way, but I just would have swapped these cases around and had the lower case on the inside and the higher case on the outside. It's just the way I do things. I really don't worry about the corner, because we have a nice big surface here. Now, these 3 boxes he's putting in there, I definitely would have did this differently. I don't mind him doing this, because he's taking the smallest cases of his area and he's sticking them in the middle of the pallet. I don't like it's because I like building from the outside in with big cases. These 3 cases would have been straight here on front of my corner. I would have lined all 3 of them up right on the white boxes here. That's what I would have done with them. Just to be, like I said, we do things a little differently, but we all have the same end result. I don't like building the middle of my pallet, because when you leave a bulky middle like this, you're going to leave yourself with a small outside. And I don't like that. And I like my cases pointing in. And if I make a big middle like this, well, I'm not going to have enough room to point my cases in. And, it's just a certain technique I use, and that's my cross and T videos that I talk about all the time. But guys, look, see how this case is just a little bit higher? Perfect. Higher on the outside, lower on the inside. I promise you guys, even that little lip right there, that's all it takes sometimes to make sure that you're building a nice sturdy pallet. Those high corners are so important. We're going to get 2 of these cases, keep them together, keep them on a corner. Got that nice flat corner, keeping the cases or your corners nice and strong. But a great start to the base. You see how quickly this was. All right, I don't start editing until a little later to kill out some dead time. But guys, it's all about that just nice, slow, constant movement. And I know people are always like, oh, the warehouse is wide open. This is a perfect opportunity to film yourself in the warehouse when you don't have congestion around, all right? Because we want a nice, fluid, flowing video to go over. Now, he's going to show you in a second here. See, this is what I talk about. See this lip right here? We don't want to rest the case from a high to a low. We want to make sure that we rest the case flat on this white case right here. So we got a high corner. So we put a small, see the high and low right here? So now you're going to take 2 cases that are just a hair off and swap them around. And he does it with the coffee mate right here. There you go. And he's going to show it's nice and level. We might be a little bit higher, but that's perfect. So what would I have done differently here? My middle section would not be there. My coffee mate would be running in the middle along of the cross and T. This coffee mate would have been facing in. It's just the way I do things. See how we're forced to run this way now because we had that big inside? I like small, skinny inside, so all of my cases are pointing towards the middle. Trust me, it's a stronger pallet. He knows what he's doing, and this is a small order too. So I do want to say that, guys. Maybe he would build different if he had 2 full pallets. It's very possible that he would build differently. When you have a small order, you don't care as much about the whole technique game. But see how we were able to tie in here? Because we had a high-low, took 2 cases that were a little bit off, swapped them around, and we got level again, and we're able to tie in. I just want to keep pinning. Actually, this coffee mate probably still would have had room to point in. I just like those nice solid front and solid back. Guys, keeping nice solid cases on the corner. Like I said, I did edit a little bit on this, just some dead time. It looks like everyone in here got center riders. We don't. Guys, you can select these cases. All right, you can select cases that are crushed as long as the contents are not damaged on the inside, and keep it in the middle. That's exactly where I would put it, you know, because anything you put on there might buckle that case a little bit more. So you want it in the middle. You don't want to put it on the corner. Obviously, for new selectors, I don't recommend walking across your front pallet. Obviously, it's a safety issue. Do I do it? Of course I do. Everyone does. But just if you see a supervisor around or if you're a new selector, don't do it. Guys, bucket, small bucket in the middle. You know, now we're getting into eggs right here, keeping all of our eggs together. Like I said, fast video today, guys. I edited some out. Just a nice simplistic, just showing you guys the constant movement, keeping all these light cases together. Just a great job on this pallet. Just a really simplistic pallet. This is something, guys, I tell you all the time. You know, you get 2 full pallets all the time. These are like a breath of fresh air, and these are the ones that you should be flying through. All right, so there should be a lot less thinking going on when you know your cube is only going to be about a 50 cube or 45 cube. There should be a lot less thinking going on. You should be flying through these orders. All right, just like he's doing. He's moving very well. I'm getting a count right here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. He's probably going to need around 14, 15 of these, I'm guessing. You know, but yeah, just really nice. I want to point out one more thing too, and why he does it. So we're topping eggs off. We're almost done here. Throwing this sticker on. We got an open tray that we're going to top off with. And right here. So he's going to take these 2. Now, why do this? He's at the end of his order. All right. He's at the end of his order. And why not just throw this case on top? And I'll tell you why. Because it's a bulkier case. Now, he's going to walk around his order real quick. And if you would have took that big bulky case and stuck it on these small cases, well, you're going to get that teetering going on. And the more you lower a heavy case, the center of gravity, the better off your pallet's going to be. So you had that, you know, and it's just a good thing to point out for if you had a full pallet. All right, so if you get smaller cases, then for some reason you get a bigger case. Sometimes it's great just to move those couple small cases and drop that bigger case down, because you bring that gravity, you bring the center of gravity down lower, and you're not going to get a heavy case that's going to be teetering, rocking your pallet back and forth. So I do like this short video. I really appreciate him putting it out. And thank you, guys. That's it for today. You know, I'm just going to throw my donations back on here again, guys. If you want to do all this, I really appreciate it. I do have some more videos coming out this week. You know, a lot more content coming out when you guys do stuff like this. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.